Hello everyone. Today we shall be learning about abrasion and abrasion resistance. I am Dr. Riddhi Lalan, author of Dental Material Mind Map book and also a prosthodontist who is going to help you learn this in a very easy way. So very often we come across patients who complain of tooth wear, right? Abrasion, adhesion, anything. Now, what is this exactly related to? This is related to today's topic, which is abrasion and abrasion resistance. So if you are asked about a question on abrasion and abrasion resistance, you would be including definition, the types, causes and effect. So this will be covered for abrasion, and for abrasion resistance we'll be talking in the further slide. So let's just quickly understand the definition of abrasion. It's basically surface wear due to mechanical factors. Now this can be either due to friction, scraping or also rubbing. All of these three factors are together going to lead to a phenomenon that would cause wearing of tooth structure. Now it will lead to loss of material over time. What you need to understand here is, if you have a material composed of, let's say, X amount of thickness, over time, because of the variable factors, it's just going to lead to loss of materials. Now, abrasion can be classified into various types. It can be 2-body, 3-body or fretting, depending on the type of body that are in contact. So this, what you see here, is a 2-body abrasion. You have to remember that it is the softer material that undergoes abrasion faster and not the harder one. Now, whenever there will be a third substance, that is the abrasive agent that would be present between both the surface, what is going to happen here? It's actually going to undergo lots of abrasion, but this would be termed as 3-body. Now a very classic example of this thing is toothpaste. Do you know the constituents of toothpaste? Can you let me know in the comment section? And what is the abrasive agent? Now basically the mechanism of toothpaste is to clean the tooth structure. But how does it exactly work? It's going to remove the upper layer. Now that can be plaque, biofilm, and also at times it leads to a very micro removal of the structure of tooth. Now it is very important to understand that the abrasiveness is the agent that will be related to the loss of material. The third thing that we are going to talk about would be fretting. So what does fretting indicates? It's basically similar to 2-body abrasion, but rather than having a gliding or a sliding motion, here what is going to happen? There's going to be micro motion that would lead to loss of the structure. Now, one of the classic example here is the denture base and mucosa. What happens? Denture base and mucosa, there is going to be a micro motion due to pressure, maybe undue motion because of the resiliency of mucosa, and this will lead to fretting type of abrasion. Moving on to the various causes of abrasion. Now, 2-body, it's very easy to understand that if it is tooth to tooth, what is going to happen? It's going to attrite the tooth surface, and this is also known as bruxism. The second thing here is the 3-body mechanism that we talked about, abrasive dentifrices. The third thing here is improper brushing technique. Now, it can be because you're using a very hard bristle toothbrush. It can also be because of the abrasive agents used in the dentifrice. It can also be on the pressure applied by the person. N number of factors which can lead to abrasion of tooth surface. Now we talk about dental prosthesis. How can it affect or lead to abrasion? One of the very classic example is ceramic or zirconia bridge opposing a natural tooth surface. Now we know that they are really hard. So what happens? This leads to compromise of tooth structure. The natural tooth structure wears off over a duration of time. So what we need to understand here is selection of material, and we'll be talking about this in the further slide. So the last factor that's going to affect would be improper polishing technique. Now what happens when the polishing technique is improper? Let's just see the sequence of events that would happen in improper polishing technique. Improper polishing would mean that the surface is rough. Rough surface would mean that it's going to attract plaque. Now, plaque accumulation would further mean that it will lead to biofilm formation and things like secondary caries. So this one thing, improper polishing, led to so many further problems which could have been avoided if the polishing was done well. Now let's talk about the last topic under abrasion, which is effects of abrasion on dental material. Like we talked, right? What is going to happen? Surface roughness is going to accumulate more plaque, which will ultimately lead to more biofilm formation and secondary caries. So we have already covered this topic. Apart from that, what is going to happen? The cusp here, okay? Over a period of time, because it's going to just abrade. It can be because of two body, that is bruxism, or also three body, which can be due to dentifrices. It will lead to loss of anatomy. Now, when I talk about loss of anatomy, what I mean here is that the cusps are going to become flatter. So it's ultimately going to hamper the function. In a longer way, it also hampers the aesthetics if it's in the anterior, right? It leads to loss of vertical dimension. So overall, there is altered occlusion, which will ultimately lead to multiple TMJ issues. And at the same time, now because we know that the surface is being abraded, let's talk about the restorative material. Because of the abrasion of tooth structure or the restoration, the original glaze or the polish that it had is going to be lost. And this loss of gloss will lead to more aesthetic compromise. Now we move on to the next topic, that is abrasion resistance. Here, if you are asked about this question, you are expected to write about definition, factors that will affect. You can also mention about the common dental materials and its abrasive nature. This will help you gain and fetch more marks, and at the same time, clinical significance. Okay, so let's just understand first what exactly is meant by abrasion resistance. It is the ability of a dental material to withstand wear from mechanical forces, correct? Without significant surface damage. What is very important here is without significant surface damage. It's actually going to preserve the anatomical form. Now there are various factors that will lead to this thing. The composition of material. We are talking about dental material here, right? So harder the material, more resistance it is going to have to abrasion. So let's take for an example zirconia, porcelain, composite. We talk about acrylics. Which amongst the four do you think is the strongest and which is the weakest? If you guessed it was zirconia, you are absolutely right. Because zirconia here is the strongest. Well, composite is not that strong. Okay, we'll be talking about the material just after this thing. Talking about the surface finish. So well polished surface will always have better wear resistance. Because of the well polishability, it's not going to have indentations, right? It's going to be more harder. So this will lead to better resistance to abrasion. Then smaller particle size. Smaller the particle, more densely packed. So I'm going to draw two figures here, okay? Let's say I have object A, which has these things, okay? And I have object B, which has a very densely packed substance. Imagine it's throughout, okay? Now, can you guess which one will be more closely packed? Definitely, it's going to be the B one. Because of the densely packed structure, due to its smaller size, it's going to have better resistance. Hence, when we talk about particle size, smaller, densely packed will always have better resistance. Talking about the load, now it's very easy to understand that higher the load, higher is the wear. Easy, right? More amount of pressure that is being applied, more abrasion is going to be caused. And then the medium. For this, let's take a very small exercise, okay? So I want you to actually follow this exercise. You remember you had done plaster block making in first BDS? Grab that block. You are supposed to take sandpaper. Take a sandpaper that's very coarse to very fine, okay? So, coarse to fine sandpaper, you can take around 3 to 4 sandpapers and you are going to rub that on each side of plaster block. Now, once you have done that, observe which has the greatest abrasion. Coarser the material, more would be the abrasion. But do it practically to understand this concept much better. Talking about the material. So we'll quickly get into knowing the materials because this will help you choose the material when you actually want to advise the material of choice to the patient. So whenever you have zirconia, it's known to be of the greatest abrasion resistance. It can be used in cases of bruxism. Now there are going to be patients who would have habit of bruxism and you notice that there has been a great amount of tooth loss. Now what do you advise to this patient? Zirconia will be the best option. Then talking about porcelain and PFM. So to understand, porcelain is completely all ceramic. PFM has a substructure of metal, but the superstructure here in the both of the cases would be porcelain. Now porcelain also has a very good wear resistance, and what is going to happen? It's actually going to abrade the natural tooth structure because of the higher wear resistance that it has got. So you have to be very careful about the material of choice. And then we have composites. Now composites has various alterations and advancement. So the type of filler that is present, it can be hybrid, it can be nano hybrid, microfilled, macrofilled, based upon the particle. We just talk about case A and B, right? More densely packed, more smaller the filler particle, more would be the resistance. So we just have to understand that depending on the filler type, we are going to select the composite in various cases. Then talking about acrylic, we know that acrylic does not have good wear resistance. Thus, it should only be used as a temporary restoration and not as a permanent restoration. Then why do we end up using acrylic for complete denture? There are alterations in complete denture as well, and for that you would have to go to the PMMA chapter or denture based acrylics to understand the modification and advancement that has come. And last we talk about gold. Gold has a very good wear resistance and also it does not abrade the antagonist tooth, but one of the disadvantage of using gold, as we very well know, is its cost. It's expensive, hence it is not that widely used. So now how does this actually be important in a clinical scenario? First thing, it's actually going to judge the longevity of the restoration. Better the abrasion resistance, better is the prolongedness of that material into the oral cavity. Then better would be the abrasion resistance, lesser would be the occlusal adjustments. Also, we actually want to preserve the natural tooth structure. It's very important, right? Because we just cannot compromise. Because we want to give a crown to one structure, we cannot compromise the natural tooth structure. So we would have to make sure that also it does not have so much of wear and tear of the opposing teeth. And at the same time, if you maintain the aesthetic and the anatomical form, it's actually going to make it even more better and satisfactory for the patient. So I hope you would be able to attempt this. And to quickly guess, let's just solve one of the MCQ and a flashcard. Okay. Bruxism causes which type of abrasion? It should be very easy because it's a tooth to tooth mechanism. And hence it will be two body abrasion. So let's solve this MCQ. It says that abrasion on dental materials caused due to presence of an intermediate medium such as toothpaste particles between two contacting surface. So we know we have surface 1, surface 2, and in between we have toothpaste. Can you guess what type of abrasion would it be? If you guessed it as a 3-body abrasion, you are absolutely correct. So you can go on the app and read the mind map, solve MCQ and flashcards. Also go through multiple videos that are present on the app, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.